And I went back to Chicago, I went back home, and I started looking very closely at which neighborhoods had done well and which hadn't done well. And I was especially attuned to neighborhoods that were right next to each other, pairs of neighborhoods that looked statistically very similar, but that had very different experiences in the event. So this is a neighborhood on the south side of the city called Englewood, which is characteristic of a certain kind of Chicago area that had been massively depopulated in the decades leading up to 1995. Less than half of the population from 1950 was there. It had a lot of abandoned lots, a lot of empty buildings, a lot of tall grass, a depleted commercial infrastructure. And it's possible to look at this and think like, oh, that's a green neighborhood. But that's not a healthy green neighborhood. That's a green environment that actually discourages people from going out of their homes and into public life, especially older people who'd be more likely to be alone and frail. There's not much to do in a neighborhood like this, unless you're dealing drugs, in which case that ecology is great for you because if the cops come, you just drop your stuff in the grass and run. And that's basically how people treated these neighborhoods. That's a neighborhood across the street from Englewood, which on paper looks almost identical. It's called Auburn Gresham. Entirely African-American, very poor. And what's so striking about Auburn Gresham is that they didn't have that loss of population. The residential infrastructure was very similar to what it was 30 or 40 years before. The neighborhood organizational structure, very similar. The commercial infrastructure, relatively robust. More like a poor neighborhood you find in New York City than in a neighborhood like Englewood from before. And what I discovered is that the death rate in the first neighborhood you saw, Englewood, was 10 times higher than the death rate in Auburn Gresham. And moreover, the life expectancy in Englewood, this neighborhood, the life expectancy from living here is 5 years lower than the life expectancy of living across the street. And I came to believe that there was something that social scientists had failed to appreciate about what organizes the world we live in, and I came to call it social infrastructure. The network, the set of places and institutions that shape the way we interact with each other. When it works well, it can help people connect in a daily way, so you get longer life expectancy, you get a stronger sense of cohesion and connection and community, and when it doesn't work well, it actually promotes very unhealthy ways of living, the kind of living where you stay inside. It engenders distrust, it makes you more isolated, and less likely to survive an extreme event.